everybody, I'm Andrea and thank you so much for joining me once again. Now, just a little intro. I am a mother of 3 and I'm an educator I have been teaching for like about 13 years now, and for the past 13 years, my life has always been with the preschoolers, with the children, and I work really closely with the from 2 years old up to 6 years old. Now that I have my own children, I become even more passionate and I started making resources for them. I prefer customizing things for them so that we can grow together in this learning journey. And with that, I'll be sharing with you guys also some tips on teaching this a very, 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 very popular topic, math. How are we going to teach math, and what are the things that we can do, some of the activities that you can do at home with your children before you actually teach math. Now, when it comes to teaching math, there are many ways. I'm not saying this is the only way, this is not the best way, but this is one of many that you can try. And when it comes to teaching, do not just try one method. Try all that you know, all that you could find, because then you can find which of these methods work for your child. Because in education, there is no one size fits all. Now, before you teach any subject, remember to always teach the concept, not just like alphabets. You can first probably teach them what is alphabet and then what is letters, and then you can teach them what is the sound of the alphabet, what is the sound of each letters. You see, you don't straight away jump to the letters itself and show that, oh, this is A and this is B. No. And there's also other activities that you can do. Same goes to math. Now, if you can put it in a perspective, we can look this at as maybe cooking. Yeah, before you learn how to cook, you need to get to know the ingredients first, right? You need to know what kind of sugar that works for this particular dish, what kind of salt that you can use, how what kind of oil that you can use that works best. If I can just say oil, it can be any kind of oil. So you need to explore, you need to discover as you go along. Hence, I say it's really important for you to try more than just one method. Now, when it comes to teaching math, there's this one method that I would like to introduce to you guys. It is called CPA. You might want to write that down. Now, what is CPA? C stands for concrete, P stands for picture, and A stands for abstract. Now, let me go through with you what are these method that I just mentioned. So concrete means use materials that they can feel, that they can touch. For example, if you have apples in front of you, get your child to touch the apple and count one by one. You can go, for example, if you have an apple here and I'm going to touch it and say this is 1, and the next apple goes 2, and the next apple goes 3. So things that you can find at home, you don't really have to buy. You can just find them from the kitchen or even from your child's toy box. Alright, on to the next one, which is P, picture. So after you introduce concrete to them and they know that they have seen all these items, they can feel and touch, move on to pictures now, prints, yeah? So to show them that counting doesn't mean real objects, it can also be from pictures. So I'm sure you guys have lots of counting books, even from the library you can borrow them and then get them to count how many bears are there in this picture, how many flowers are there that can be found in this particular page. So that's picture. Alright, now on to abstract. What is abstract? Now, abstract are symbols that can be found in math. For example, the plus sign, the minus sign, the equal sign, all these are abstract to them. If you show them, it will just look like shapes or probably just strokes to them. It doesn't mean anything until you insert meaning to it. So if you say, look, this is plus, it means more. It means you add something and it will become more. And all these, you start to explain, only then it means something to them. Alright, I'm about to share with you guys some of the activities that you can try doing at home before you teach math. Now, for example, if you're focusing on teaching addition, for example, so addition means more, try to use the math language. So language such as, the vocab such as more or add. Okay, so for example, if you have maybe if you have 2 buckets, okay, maybe like a balance bucket, and then you can show your child, for example, okay, let's take some grapes, okay, really yummy. Get them to take the grapes, put in this first bucket and get them to count with you. Example, 1, 2, 3, and then get them to put another or the rest of the grapes in the other bucket, maybe slightly lesser than the first one, maybe just one. So take one grape, put it in this bucket, and get them to see which one has more. Also, and this is when you introduce the concept of more before you actually jump into showing them the equation of addition. So before you even show them 2 plus 2, get them to understand the concept of more. So it's basically you add something, you get more. Same goes to minus, take away something. All these other vocabs that you can use, take away or fewer, less. So maybe you can take away some grapes and look, oh, now mommy has no more grapes left in hand. So these are the vocabs that you can use. Alright, so on to the demonstrations, everyone's favorite, isn't it? Okay, so earlier on I mentioned about CPA, right? So I said C is concrete. So the items that I have here, these are called the Mathlin cubes, alright? So these are the concrete items that they can feel and touch and they can count together with you. So let me show you how we can do this. Katha, are you ready? Okay, let's count together. I'm about to ask her to touch the cubes in front of her and count, touch as they count. Okay, ready? Now I want you to touch this and you follow me first. Watch how I do it and then you follow. Okay? I'm going to touch and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you do it? Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Excellent job. So you see, when you get your child to point and count together at the same time, you are actually doing a one-to-one correspondence counting. Why are we doing this? So that your child will not skip counting. This is what I meant by skip counting. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. So we do not want that to happen. Hence, it's important to get your child to touch the object as they count, so they won't be missing out anything. Alternatively, you can use a scaffold method. If you remember, if I spoke about scaffold method, is when you level up a bit. So after you think that they are okay with this level, they can use their finger to push the object to the side. This is also to teach them that once you have counted that, you don't have to count it anymore. This applies in math a lot. So when they have to do, for example, maybe problem sum later on, they know that they need to cancel a certain cube, so they don't have to count it anymore. Example like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I cannot emphasize this enough about the scaffold method because it's really important and it's also really fun. So they don't look at this material in one way. They can look at it in so many ways to work with this. Alright, so after you've done that, you can start flashing cards as well, and this will fall under picture P. So what you can do is, if you have any flashcards, number flashcards, you can use them and you can show them. For example, this is, how many are there? 5 cubes, and then show them the number 5. And with that, they recognize the number words if you have those cards with number words on it, and they can also recognize counting the real concrete object. And the next one, you can try working one-to-one matching with your child. You don't have to buy anything. If you can find things at home, will be great. Or otherwise, if you can find some matching activities like this, will be super awesome. So basically, this is one-to-one matching, whereby the image is pretty clear for them to match with the loose image like this, and they're supposed to paste it with onto the Velcro. This will also help your child to connect a separate image together. So let's try this with my daughter. Arthur, can you now match the animals for me? What animal is this? Zebra. So match it.
Monkey.
That's right. And what's the other one? Let me help you. Crocodile. There you go. These can also help them in math when they are doing sorting and grouping. And when do we talk about grouping? We will talk about grouping when they reach the level to learn multiplication. So what we are doing now is we are just supporting them with the later concepts. Now let's go on to abstract, and I'm pretty sure you guys are excited to start showing them the plus and the minus sign. Let's not go there just yet. Let's teach them the concept of addition and subtraction first, which is teaching them the concept of more and less. I'll be introducing to my daughter the concept of more. Alright, Kauthar, are you ready? Can I get you to put 4 cubes in this bucket, Kauthar? Ready? And count together. Here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well done. Now can I have 2 cubes in this bucket?
1, 2.
Well done. Let's see which one has more. Okay, why do you think this one has more?
Because it's heavy.
That's right, it's heavier on this side, right? So you know that 4 is more than
2.
and 4 is bigger than 2. There you go. So do not need to rush into showing them the plus and the minus sign just yet. Do this first over and over until they get the concept of more and less. And we have come to the end of this sharing session. I hope it was beneficial and I hope it was helpful. Don't stop trying. Keep going and keep trying. And I have one really good advice for everyone. Remember, don't push your child to where we think they should be, but instead meet them at where they are and grow together as a family. If you guys like what we have shared and you want to find out more interesting videos, don't forget to follow Tampines West Community Club Facebook page and like it. And I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye.